Hey everybody. Got my new books yesterday and finally got them done reading. Starting off with Happy by Image Comics. It's part 1 of 4. And it's of course by Grant Morrison and Derek Robertson, who's the artist. It's about this character named Nicolas Cage. Starts off with two brothers, I guess, and one of them actually wants to be well known in the mob, and the family is all about killing. And by doing so, he actually wants to go kill somebody, and the person he's after is Nicholas Sachs. I mean, he hates Nicholas with a passion. And in the process, of course, they find him, and Nicholas actually somehow knows that he's being hunted and sets up a trap with the help of a hooker, actually. Actually, I won't tell you what the hooker was doing, but the whole thing happened there. But by him getting a little help from her, as the brothers come in the room, and you see the girl outside across the street saying, "Hey, look behind you." As one of the brothers turns around, he gets shot right in the eye by Nicholas. And the other brother just freaks out and starts shooting left and right. And of course, I think he hits him in his hand by his shoulder. But Nicholas is still alive. He's like, if you're gonna shoot somebody, make sure you aim for the head. And the bad guy, the mob, he just freaks out. The brother, he's like, "Oh man, hey, you know what? I have money. I have lots of money. When my grandfather passed away, he left us a lot of money, and I had the password." So he's like, "Password?" He's just like, whatever, and he shoots the brother in the head, so he's dead also. So as Nicholas is leaving, you can see him, he's wounded, and it's snowing, it's cold outside, and he finally drops into the ground and passes out. So the ambulance comes and picks him up, but the ambulance that picked him up is pretty much all like the mob people, all the mob guys. So they're taking him to the hospital, and you have the doctor who's one of the mobs, and people that are there, and they want to know what the password is. They think automatically that Nicholas knows what the password is. And they're like, keep him alive till we figure out what the password is. So as they get into the hospital, they get him all seduced and everything, and he wakes up. And now I see why they call it lucky, because he's so high on medication. Here, he starts seeing this little blue thing right here. This little blue rabbit. And as he thinks he's like, wow, okay, I'm on drugs. I'm on a lot of drugs now. And as they're questioning him here, all he's seeing is this. Well, it's not a rabbit. Just kidding. It's a blue donkey. It looks like. All he's seeing is him, and while the mob and everybody's like asking him, "What's the password? Just give us the password." So when they're all left, he's like, "You know what? You need to really wake up. And if you think I'm fake, that's fine, but you should really get up, pay attention to the talking horse." And the blue donkey, I guess, is pretty much telling him, "You know what? You're in the mob hospital. That's where you are. And if you don't get out of here, you're going to be dead." And you can see the doctor walking towards him, in the hall, coming to his room, and the donkey is just warning him, And the art actually is really nice. I really, really like the art in this. The detail is really good. Like here, this part is nicely detailed. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like about this is there's a lot of F words. The first 3 pages, I think there's more words the F word than anything else. And after a while, it really gets annoying. Just keep hearing the F word, the F word, the F word. But it was good. I'm definitely going to be back to pick up number 2. And again, it's a mini-series. And I like Grant Morrison and Robertson, so I'm going to go and pick it up and continue reading it. Next one I picked up, which I didn't read actually, I forgot, is Dead Ahead. This one came out a couple of years back, but I needed a zombie book that I've been looking for, something, anything to read. So I picked it up, but forgot to read it. Picked up Teen Titans number 0. I really enjoyed this because I never really knew the story behind Tim Drake, but the Red Robin. I didn't know that much about him, but man, this book should have been, this storyline actually should have been under Batman, because all you see is Batman. Like it's pretty much is Batman telling the story of Tim Drake. How he met him, how smart Tim Drake is, how smart he is. Like he's smarter than the rest of the Robins that came his way. He's unique. He's different. He's motivated. He's someone that's gonna keep Batman on his toes, and I would have to say I really enjoyed the story, just to know the background of the Red Robin and who he is, how he became Red Robin, and what got him here. Also talked about his parents, how he started stealing money to give to the poor, and I think he took it from the Penguin, I believe, and they came after him, but Batman of course saved him. The parents got sent to the witness protection, all the good stuff. So it was a really good book, but again, it should have been in one of the Batman, because it's Batman pretty much telling the story, and yeah, but really awesome. Good to have. Next one is of course Batman Dark Knight number 0. This one is more actually about his origin of how his parents died. Actually, it was more about what motivated him, or what pushed him to become who he is today. Figuring out who killed his parents, figuring out the person and why. So as a kid, he went to this one homeless guy and asked him, and the homeless guy pretty much took his watch and said, "You know what, I don't know, get out of here," and then pushed him, and of course he ran off. So throughout the years, school, research, and everything else. So when he comes back to Gotham, he goes like, I don't know, he's like all grown up. So it's years and years after, he goes back to the same place where his parents were murdered, and finds that homeless guy. All tooth is gone, looks like shit. And he's like, oh yeah, his name is something something. He's letting him slip my mind, but so he gets he's like, my watch please, or something like that. So he gets his watch back, Bruce Wayne, and he goes and hunts that guy down. I think it was Joey something. Hunts him down, and he's like, why? Why did you kill my parents? Why? Who paid you? Who put you up to this? My father was a great man. My mom was, because as he was searching the answers, he's like, my parents did so much. My dad did so much. Why would someone want to kill him? He was a good man. And when he gets to the person who killed his parents, he's like, dude, I just needed extra cash or money to buy a bottle of booze. That's why I killed your parents. Nobody paid me. Nobody put me up to it. They're the first people that came out, and I just needed something to buy liquor, alcohol. That's it. That's why I killed your parents. It's just because of that. So what he found out was just like, it was just a crime. Somebody wanted money, whatever, killed his parents, and wanted the pearls, couldn't get the pearls broke in pieces, and yeah, that's what happened. So it was a really sad book. I really enjoyed it. Just a little bit more about the history of Bruce Wayne, and you can really feel to it. But yeah, so good pick. My next one has to be The Amazing Spider-Man vs. Alpha, number 694. In this one, pretty much this creature, God, what's his name? What's his name? Terminus, if I'm saying this right, comes to Earth. And this big, humongous thing, character. And you got the Avengers there, and then you see, I think Captain America saying, you know what, we need Alpha's help. So Alpha, of course, is to the rescue, but Alpha is so powerful that he's just reckless with his power. He doesn't mean to do what he does with his powers, but he's always ready to save somebody or help somebody, but he's just so powerful, he doesn't realize what he's doing outside of how he's helping somebody. So it's crazy that this one kid, Alpha, just brings this big, humongous thing down, and I mean, the Avengers couldn't do it. The mighty Thor couldn't do it. I mean, they had to call on this kid, and I don't know. I mean, it was a really good issue, just to see the power that Alpha possesses, and of course, he beats him, and Spider-Man, of course, calls him, tells him in the beginning that you need to come for your checkup and blah blah blah. So, of course, Alpha comes, beats the character, beats the bad guy. He's so powerful that airplanes and everything else in the air just starts falling and starts shutting down. And of course, after he beats him, Alpha takes off. And also, I guess Aunt May married Jonah's father. Man, I thought Aunt May was dead. I'm so back on my Spider-Man, but yeah. Wow. Anyway, so Alpha saves, he takes off, and towards the end you see actually Alpha coming to Peter Parker to do like a checkup and all that stuff, but he finds Spider-Man. So what's, and Alpha knows, hey, this is a very different machine. How come? And Spider-Man's like, it's something different, we're gonna do, and blah blah blah. So of course he takes his power away. Alpha, his power is still in there, but he takes it away where in time the power inside him will slowly grow to become that powerful again. But in the process of him growing into that power, he will learn how to use it the right way. He'll be trained to control the power and all that good stuff. But again, he takes almost all his powers away, but enough to where it's now nothing. But it's still in there, but it's slowly going to grow in time. But he's like, over here, you see him crying. He's like, you took my power away, But yeah, I picked up I missed, I think, a couple of issues about, so I didn't know what was Alpha and who he was till I start picking up the last two and this one, and now I know. And so after his power is gone, he goes back to the real world where people are laughing at him. He's a nobody anymore. He's not somebody anymore. He's just a nobody. And he's like, what? In time, what is it? With in time, your power will grow. Maybe we'll try to. The little bit of power is in you, always there and growing. And when we'll try this someday again, and this time with a mask and with identity. So obviously, of course, the Alpha character is going to be back. It's Marvel. But I'm definitely be waiting for that when he returns. The next issue. Oh, and also Aunt May, I guess, loses use of her legs. She can't use her legs anymore, I guess, or something like that. And also, the next issue is going to be the Hobgoblin, which I'm really excited about. So, yeah, it was a really good issue. I enjoyed it. And my last issue is Talon number 0. Now, I've been waiting for this for at least a couple of months when I first heard about it, because I really want to know the origin of the Talon, and they picked up, of course, this character here. And so he pretty much, of course, growing up as a kid, he was, he didn't have the best of the life, of course, and he was locked in this cage in the rain for 3 days, trying to get out, and he finally gets out, and of course he just bolts it, he just runs. So when he grows up, You see him actually 5 years ago, and this, so he runs off now 5 years, no, 5 years after, years after, it shows him actually working. And as he's working, you see he sees someone on the bridge about to jump, so he goes to help him. Hey, you know what, hold on, but you see like two knives stabbed here, and see one of the Talons in the back, one of the owls in the back, you know, hits him over the head, knocks him out, and then pretty much shoves him in the back of a trunk, I think naked, and shoves the other guy and also his boss in the trunk and puts him down the river, I mean the ocean. And as a kid, he used to be this, like Houdini. You know, he would get out of any kind of lock. You lock him, he would get out. So he used to do that. So one of the Night of Owls, of course, saw it and wanted him badly. And his life was so bad when he was young. You know, he said, "Yes, okay, I'll do it." You know, and one of the Night of the Owls approaches and tells him, "You know what? Would you know, will you be willing to join us to help defeat all the evil?" He's like, "Yes, I will do it." So he gets trained and trained throughout the years. So once, when he's ready, he fights one of the night owls, one of the owls, and actually cuts his throat out and kills him. Then where he was ready, so he got all these missions to go do things, and as he went ahead to do them, he's in the image in his back of his mind, he kept on playing that how he killed that owl and cut his throat out. So when he got sent to one of his missions to kill actually this little girl here, and she's, I guess, the babysitter, he's like, "You know what, I can't do that." So he decides to take him and run, like he always does, to save them. But he says, "You know what, I'm not going to take someone's life away this young." And then of course it goes 5 years in the present, which is now. He finally gets out of the car, and as he gets out, he sees one of the owls waiting for him. So this is now after the car goes in the ocean, and he gets out, and one of the owls like, "You know what, they want you dead or alive, you know, and they want you. They will never leave you alone. You belong to them, and they have great, 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 great plans for you." And of course he puts his clothes on and he takes off. So next issue, the Talon of the long run, in the long run. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this title. I really like the character, of course, in Batman. I love the whole Night of Owls series. It was amazing. It was awesome. But having his own series, I don't know. I mean, I know it's more about his past leading to the whole Batman saga that happened, but it'll be interesting. So I'm definitely going to be back to pick up just to see where this leads. My pick of the week has to be Batman the Dark Knight #0. I really enjoyed this issue. Alright, well guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and have a great week.